Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Heroes of the Storm. Now, this one's going to be a little overview or brief on this character, Arthas. I'll show you the little skins that he has. Some of these are pretty weird. I kind of like this one. This one looks more like a Warcraft character than some of these like darker ones. But his eyes do still, and his facial expressions still do look kind of dark, even with the good guy armor. And of course, this character can wear mounts, so any mounts that you may have unlocked before, he can still wear. Now, every character starts with 4 basic abilities. This one is no different. You also have this character as a melee warrior, and the difficulty is medium. I wouldn't say it's medium. The character is pretty easy to play. It takes a little while to get used to, but once you have, he's pretty fun. Death Coil deals damage to a target or heals Arthas. Now this one's pretty nice. I actually never use it to deal damage. I always use it to heal myself. That little bit of healing as a tank is more than all you really need most of the time, just to keep fighting. I mean, you just can continue fighting. Never have to run back to grab more health and power from a pool or gate back to the Hearthstone to refill your life and power. This right here, this Death Coil, is more than enough most of the time. Unless you're fighting like 4 enemies and then you're dead anyway, so. Howling Blast. Root and damage enemies in an area. This one's kind of nice. It doesn't last for a long. I think it's like a second long as all as it lasts for. Frozen Tempest. Damage and slows nearby enemies. Drains mana while active. This is an area effect that you can turn on at any time. And like it says, it will drain your mana, but it actually damages and slows nearby enemies. It's pretty cool. I use it all the time on the minions, even against the heroic players or NPCs when they're nearby. But it does drain power, so be very aware of that. It doesn't drain a lot, mind you, but it does. It will drain all your power if you let it. So just make sure you turn it on and off whenever you have a chance. Frostmourne Hungers. Activate to empower his next attack and restores mana on hit. This one's pretty cool. I don't remember what the exact stats were on this one. I think it does 50% more damage for your next basic attack when you hit this one. So I usually use it against either a hero or a tower or something like that. It comes back pretty rapidly, but it's a fairly cool thing to have. Then your heroic abilities. Summon Syndragos to slow and damage enemies, freezing minions, and structures. And then you got Army of the Dead. Summon ghouls that can be sacrificed to heal you. The ghouls, I believe there are like 8 or 9 of them that you summon that will run around and attack whatever you're attacking. You can actually click the button and say, sacrifice them. And I believe you get like 50 points of health for each one that you sacrifice. But keep in mind that you have to click the button more than once for every single one you want to sacrifice. You click the button, you sacrifice one, click it again, you sacrifice another. And you have to keep clicking it. You don't just click it once and sacrifice all the ones you have. So that's kind of nice that if you just need a little bit of health, you can still keep most of your army. Okay, again, you have talents at level 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, and 20. You got Block. Periodically reduces the damage received from hero basic attacks by 50%. Stores up to 2 charges. Block is always nice, but I like to go with other things on this level 1-1, and I'll show you exactly what I like. Frost Preserve. Howling Blast cooldown lowered by 2 seconds. Frozen Waste. Frozen Tempest radius increased by 33%. And then Regeneration Master. This is the one I prefer. Every 3 regeneration globes gathered grants an extra plus 4 health per second permanently. Anything that adds permanently to you, especially at level 1, is always the thing I go for. 3 regeneration globes gather grants an extra 4 health per second. That's major, especially for a tank class to be able to heal faster just naturally. Superiority reduces damage taken from non-heroic enemies by 50%. Eternal Hunger. It's a trait. Mana restored by Frostmourne Hunger increased to 60. Anything that gives your mana back faster, and I'll show you the Frostmourne Hunger is this one right here, that you can use, is a good thing. I like to use that one quite a bit as well. Destruction trait. Damage boost of Frostmourne Hungers increased by 150% damage. That's kind of nice too if you want to go towards more of the offensive rather than healing if you know you happen to have a healer running around following you. Activate to deal damage over time. Now, I like this one. It's a poison that you can use on enemy heroes, dealing 210 damage over 6 seconds. It's great to use as the enemy's running away. You can cast it really quickly, hits them, and basically, even if they get out of your range, they're going to die. So I like to have that one as a little extra little damage per second kind of thing. A Rune Tap. Every third basic attack heals you for 4% of your max health. I always go with this one, like I said in the past. If you're playing a warrior, anything that heals is definitely the way to go. Obliterate. It's a trait. Frostmore Hungers also hits enemies near the target for 50% damage. Froststride is a trait. Frostmore Hunger also slows the target by 40% for 1.5 seconds. 1.5 seconds is not that long, but it may be the difference of them getting away or not. Death Touch. Death Coil causes enemy minions to explode, killing the target instantly and dealing its normal damage to other nearby enemies. That's kind of cool. I never tried that one. I might try that one just to see what it looks like. And of course, you got your heroic abilities. Make sure you always look down at the cooldown. That could be a very big deciding factor. Summon ghouls that last 15 seconds. Sacrifice ghouls to heal for 150 health. And as I said before, I think each one... that's for 15 seconds. It doesn't say how many ghouls. I believe each one does 50 points of damage, or 50 points of health, but don't hold me to that. Summon Sigragasa. Deals 150 damage, slows enemy heroes, and freezes minions for 10 seconds, and structures for 20 seconds. That's kind of cool too. I didn't know it did that to the structures. Definitely worth using if you're going to be going towards more of the buildings. Things like that. If you're going to be going towards more of the heroes and mercenaries, I would actually say go with the Army of Dead. The extra little distractions seem to make quite a big of a difference, especially since they do quite a bit of damage as well. And you could use them for health in a pinch, so. Spell Shield. Upon taking ability damage, reduce all ability damage taken by 50% for 2 seconds. Can only trigger once every 30 seconds. Relentless. Reduces the duration of silent stun, slows roots and polymorphs against your hero by 50%. Trail of Frost. Howling Blast impacts enemies while traveling. Biting Cold. Frozen Tempest damage and cost increased by 50%. You know, on this one, I don't really like any of these. This one might be okay because people are playing more exotic characters and people are always getting silent, slowed, and rooted nowadays, but I might try one of these, depending on the game style of play that you were going for. This one just seems worthless. Frostmore Feeds trait. Increased application to your next 2 basic attacks. Immortal Coil. Death Coil also heals when used on enemies. When used on self, the amount healed is increased by 50%. I always go with this one, as I said before. This is Death Coil, which I always use to heal myself anyways. But if you use it on enemies, you get healed, and when you use it on yourself, you get healed even more. So it's a win-win right there. Embrace Death. Death Coil deals 20% more damage for each 10% of your life you are missing. That's kind of cool. If you're low on life, you can use this. If you went more towards the offensive and you don't have heal spells, this would probably be the way for some as well as damage. Stone Skin. A lot of classes get this one. Activate to gain 30% of your max health as shields for 5 seconds. Now, if you watch some of my earlier videos, I showed you a flaw on this one. When you use this at full health, you would gain 30% of your shield, or 30% of your life as a shield. And then when the shield was gone, you just lose that health. They've added it, fixed it now, so that when the shield is either being drained away or it just disappears, your health comes back almost seamlessly, so you don't even notice. So this is a cool thing to get, but I wouldn't get it on this character. I would get the healing. Resurgence of the Storm. Upon dying, revive back at your altar after 5 seconds. This can occur once every 180 seconds. I like this one for the pure fact that you don't get to level 20 until later on in the game. And usually if you die by then, it's going to take you like 60 seconds, maybe 90 seconds to come back. It's a long time to be sitting there watching your team get pummeled without you. So having something like this is really nice to have, especially since when you first get this character, you can only pick from the top 2. So, Fury of the Storm, basic attacks bounce twice to nearby enemies for 50% damage. Really doesn't do all that much. It does give you a little bit extra damage per second, so if that's the route you want to go, then that's fine there too. But it's really not that big of a deal, so I kind of like this one better. Now, when you opened up the other 2 abilities down here, that's a whole nother ball of wax. I would definitely go with one of these 2. Legions or the Northern. 3 additional ghouls are created. Ghouls last 50% longer. These are the ones, if you remember from over here, that you can summon. They last for 15 seconds, and you can actually sacrifice them for 150 health. Now you're going to get an extra 3 additional ghouls, which you can actually sacrifice as well for more health, and they last 50% longer. So if it was 15 seconds, half of 15 seconds would be 7.5 seconds. So you're going to get this for a little over 20 roundabout. Absolute Zero. Synagogue, however you pronounce that, flies twice as far. Enemy heroes are rooted for 1.5 seconds and then slowed by 60% for 1.5 seconds. This is the one that slows enemy heroes already and freezes minions and structures. Basically, you're just improving upon that and making it even more uber than it already was. Again, guys, if you like these videos, you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Hit the like button, subscribe. And as always, guys, thanks for